Hey, it's Karen from Scarlette Coaching. Now, this week I had a singer ask me the question, how do you sing when you are literally shaking on stage? Well, let's start by remembering that fear is not evil. It's not a dirty word. It can be essential for helping us to stay safe in the world. Now, if you think back to prehistoric humans, the world that they lived in was pretty dangerous, with all kinds of threats literally lurking around every single corner. Other humans, the weather, saber-toothed tigers, other scary beasts. So the humans who were the most aware of potential threats were the ones who tended to survive to reproduce. Now, as a result of millions of years of survival of the fittest, our brains have become incredibly good at detecting and responding to potential threats, to potential danger. Now, these days, we tend not to run into saber-toothed tigers on a daily basis, but our brains still have this highly sensitive fear mechanism in place, which can be triggered by any kind of perceived risk or danger, and that includes phobias and, of course, the fear of singing in public. Now, when this danger mechanism is triggered, it's so powerful, it's so fast, that part of your brain that controls fear literally takes over. Now, as anyone knows who suffered from stage fright, fear can affect your breathing, your heart rate, your hormones, your vision. Now, this is what happens when we detect a potential threat. You have input coming in from your senses all the time. So sight, smell, touch, hearing, taste. And what happens is your brain interprets this information and it adds context based on your past memories, your fears, your beliefs, and your habits. Your amygdala has a huge part to play in this fear mechanism, because this is the part of your brain that processes memories related to past threats or painful experiences, and it's the amygdala that tells your brain what it needs to do. Now, if your brain decides that there is even the slightest risk of pain, of disappointment, or danger, your body will offer you 4 options. You can either run away, you can stand and fight, you can freeze, or you can literally faint because your brain short circuits from too much stimuli. Now, what do you do when you're a singer suffering from stage fright? Because, of course, none of these responses are useful or appropriate. So what you need to do, first of all, is understand that singing is a holistic process. That means that we need to work on it mind, body, and soul. And what we need to do is we need to shrink this fear response. Now, a little bit of adrenaline, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of fear is great, because that's how we actually perform at our peak. Adrenaline can be wonderful. It's when the fear mechanism goes into overdrive, that's when we're in trouble. So the reason it needs to be a holistic process is this: you can't just work on your voice, because if you neglect your brain and, the mind part of this process, all that's going to happen, that fear is going to be huge. You're going to go on stage. You might be the best singer in the world in your living room, but when it comes to then standing on stage and you haven't worked on your mindset, you're just going to sing terribly, because your voice is going to shake, your breathing's going to, it's going to be short and shallow, your heart rate's going to rocket, your tuning will probably go. So yes, we need to work on your voice, because absolutely you need to have rock solid confidence that your voice will deliver for you. One of the biggest causes of stage fright is actually not having belief in your voice. You stand there and you're not sure your voice is going to deliver, and that's where you get all this fear. So we also have to work on the mindset, though, because, as I said, you could be the best singer in the world, but if you've not been working on your brain, on your mindset, then when it comes to staying on stage, it's all going to go wrong. You have to work on both in tandem. Now, once you've got to the stage where you've worked on your mindset, you've worked on releasing those negative beliefs, these, disempowering thoughts that just don't serve you anymore, and you're really confident with your voice, it's going to deliver, then you can start working on a plan, because it is so important when it comes to stage fright to build up positive experiences, because that's how we shrink the fear. That's how we teach our brain that actually singing in public or performing, it's really not that bad. Okay, it's not that bad. oh my gosh, it's actually really nice. And when the crowd responds positively, then we get these happy hormones. And, you know, that's when everything gets better and you can really build on that. The worst thing you can do, guys, is kind of think, oh, I've just got to push through it. I've just got to push through. Because if you go on stage and you've got stage fright and you have a bad experience, what's going to happen is that fear is going to grow. And it's going to grow and it's going to grow and it's going to grow because you'll just stack on bad experience on top of bad experience on top of bad experience. We have to build good experiences. And that's how you build your technique out of rock. And that is what Voice Unleashed is all about. It's a complete mind, body, and soul approach to singing, approach to coaching. So if you'd like to know more about it, you can just click on the link in this post. Hope this video has helped. Hope it served. Look forward to seeing you soon.